Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, Red Queen Tarot. Today we're going to do readings for October 2022, or whenever you happen to find this. So let's see who's next. Sagittarius, welcome. Could be your sun, moon, or rising sign. You could just have a stellium of planets in Sagittarius. You might find a message in here if you resonate with that energy. Today we're going to use the Phantasmagoric Theater Tarot. It's a bit of a whimsical deck. Might find some odd animations in here. I think it's kind of nice though for the October time frame, this Halloween month. Okay, got 3 cards here for Sag. Oh, underneath we have the Justice card, number 11, Major Arcana. Sign of Libra. The sun is currently in Libra as I'm filming this, and according to the tropical or Western zodiac, it could be referring to a time frame here that your energy is reflecting, but that is coming up then at the end of October in sidereal astrology. So we're dealing with this kind of September-October time frame, October-November. Let's see what's going on. And it could be about, a change in direction, weighing your options. Libra rules the 7th house of partnerships. It's an air sign, so could be dealing with, clear decision making, making a judgment call. Let's see what our first card is. The Ace of Swords. So more air energy, a lot of logic, reason, ideas or communications coming in. Could be, you have the black and white checkerboard here, which is representative of the conscious and subconscious mind. And this sword, this thought, is piercing this veil, this white conscious barrier. So this could be something that is coming through because you were able to balance and calm your mind in a way that allows these messages to come through for you. Whereas if you were polarized too much on one side or the other, masculine or feminine, action or non-action, whatever, was out of balance within you, by bringing this into balance, that's what cleared the central column, the channel to receive this kind of information from higher self. Secondly, we have the 9 of Coins. Okay, this is the sign represented by Venus in Virgo. So it's often depicts a woman standing in a garden with a bird on her hand and surrounded by material comfort and wealth. So this has to do with you again, and this person looks self-employed. He's generating this wealth for himself. He's not going to a job to do this. He's doing what he loves. There's a passion that they're following, that they're going with the flow, in everything in divine timing, in rhythm with the great soundtrack that is your life, really. So music might be a big part of your life. You might be a producer, creator, writer. Some creative endeavor is what is ultimately going to attract these coins to you. That's something that you're putting out or producing from your heart. And you're not worried about the details. It's just this comes naturally to you. Whatever it is that makes the time go by, it just disappears whenever you're doing this activity. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And next to that, we have the High Priestess. Okay. I mentioned getting messages from higher self. This High Priestess rules the intuition, the subconscious. She's the guardian of that veil between the conscious and the subconscious, right? And that's how she's able to get these messages and communicate them to you. The High Priestess could also be a psychic, a tarot reader, an astrologer, somebody who's able to do energy healing or reading for you. But this might just be, you might get a more personal message from another individual in this position. Yeah, but it's overall positive. This is just, you're totally connected in your flow state, Sagittarius. You're like in your connective creative energy, and you're able to, it just looks like a battery to me. Like you're able to keep yourself charged. There's you're not depleting your energy. Everything is focused on an outcome. There's strong focus here. Yeah, there's really nothing bad to say. You're in the zone this month, Sagittarius, so that's great. Trust that inner knowing, that inner voice that leads you to your next action, because this 9 of Coins is telling me that it's definitely yielding positive results. It's a card of independence, like financial freedom, financial independence. Okay, so Sag. Oh, wow. Speaking of finances, underneath this deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is the 10th major arcana, ruled by Jupiter. And they got the 4 seasons on here. So to every season, there's a purpose. You know, the wheel's turning. If one part of your life has ended, we're entering a new phase. And again, here we see the black and white symbolism of the conscious and the subconscious. So moving and balancing between these two worlds is what ultimately tunes your intuition. You know, it's like you, again, accepting the turning of the wheel. You do just go with the flow. You might have a lot of water energy in your chart as well that allows you to just kind of relax and accept these things that come to you, because you understand that there's a timing and a flux to everything in life, that it can't always be good and it can't always be bad. So there's an objective appreciation here for the flow of life in your life. And I think that's why your battery does work so well. Okay, I'm going to put that there. Underneath this Ace of Swords, okay, we have the 4 Wands. This is typically a card of marriage, stability. It doesn't have to be a romantic partnership. It could be business. It could be your own personal stability. You know, you lay the foundation in the corners of a house. You have a square. The 4 Wands establish that foundation for you. So it's also an 1111 if you see it as 2 numbers. So you might be seeing that a lot on a clock. It could be a synchronicity that shows up for you, but it's a gateway to your desires. Like the hailing frequencies are open, you know, the channels are open. You're able to put out your intention to the universe, and it's received and heard clearly. And that's partially your power of the High Priestess as well. Being in touch with that higher self, really connected to Source this month. So you have the power to bring that down into your reality. Oh, the Tower. Okay. A lot of people see the Tower and freak out. This is Mars energy. This is destruction. It can also be an epiphany, like a lightning bolt that comes and brings enlightenment or change. And I felt that kind of forceful energy too here in the Ace of Swords. It could be a message or information coming in that could change your world entirely. This news, I don't get the sense again that it's bad. You have the Wheel of Fortune and the 4 of Wands in place. It's just shifting your paradigm. It's shifting things that you know, your world as you know it is changing. It's ending. You know, with the Wheel of Fortune, you've come to this end of a season of your life, and now it's time to move into the next one. And sometimes we need a little push out of the comfort zone. Something that might seem destructive or tragic, but I think you're so tapped in and tuned into your higher self this month that you're able to look at it from an objective standpoint, that, oh, this is just what I need. Now that, you know, I'm not spellcasting this on anybody. This is just an example. Like, I need a new car, you know, and then somebody comes along and actually hits your car and totals it, but you're okay. But it's like, well, now I'm going to get the insurance money for that, and I can use that to buy a new car or do whatever, fund my business. It doesn't matter. But I mean, some unforeseen event that comes in and just changes your reality. And finally, we have the Magician. Wow, Sagittarius, you are in it this month. Just whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You have this amazing power in your hands. Just like the Ace of Swords, this, I see his magic wand is the Ace of Wands. Didn't I mention lightning striking the tower? I feel really, instead of a physical thing that's coming through, this is more like an epiphany. This is a direct message from Source that you're going to get, that just like, and it's even above his head. I love it. You know, like those cartoons where the light bulb comes on and it's just like, bing, you know. Oh, I get it. Okay. And this is going to create an entire shift, an entire change in the way that you've been living your life. Here we even have the snake down here at the bottom, shedding its skin. Snakes are often associated with, you know, death, transformation, rebirth. We're coming into that season of Scorpio in the tropical zodiac here at the end of October. We have a new moon in Scorpio then. This might be an initiation point. New moon in Scorpio, you might want to Put your intentions out there into the universe and expect to get a response rather quickly. So when I say your manifestations are instant this month, they are instant. They are, so really guard the gates of your mind, be conscious and mindful of what you're consuming physically, spiritually, intellectually. Keep those channels open and clear. It seems like you have no problem setting up boundaries with yourself, but that's definitely going to keep you focused and on your path. Is a strong boundary. Okay. I'm going to grab an archetype card. This is an amazing reading, Sagittarius. I love what's in store for you. There's big changes coming. And they're going to kick off this month. All right. I dropped a couple. It might be too many. Yeah, there's too many. So I'm going to keep shuffling here. Okay, one archetype card, please, for Sagittarius. One card. All right, the Starborn. All right, perfect. Number 3. Now, I'm just drawn to the thought of, these are oracle cards. They have nothing to do with the tarot, but the third major arcana is the Empress. And the whole time I've been staring at this High Priestess, she looks like the Empress card, which is number 3. This is number 2. So the Empress being a divine feminine energy of creation. And here we have the egg. It's your ideas, your intention, your seed that you've planted. And that could be something that you're doing here at the new moon at the end of October. But whatever it is that you're planting into the subconscious, putting out in the universe, it's being born. It's being birthed into this reality. Okay? Because you are the magician, as above, so below. You're drawing this energy in, and you're not laying an egg physically, but it's like, I'm taking spirit in to my body, and then something is passing out, and it's the physical result. I mean, some of you might be pregnant or giving birth, because the Empress did come up in my mind, but it's not for everybody. Could be just this metaphor for what it is that you're creating. And this creation, again, might have the power to transform your life. All right, so let's see what number 3, the Starborn, is about. Super excited for your reading. All right. Here we are. The divine child, the star child, the destined. An elusive yet radiant aspect of the self, the starborn archetype points to the cosmic spark of light that arrives with each being at birth. The moment the newborn crowns, whether vaginally or surgically, the royal stars above are said to constellate in a unique shape that maps our path in the world. The idea of destiny is controversial, yet the starborn naturally feels a sense of destiny and purpose, aiming itself toward a future that is beyond the mundane. When this card appears, travel back to your birth story for clues and insight. What did you desire when you were young? Practice seeing your life from a mythic point of view rather than as a series of logistics. Read the story of the 3 fates and envision yourself born under the stars with a unique destiny. When this card appears, don't be surprised if you receive a surge or desire for a long-lost dream, one you haven't visited since childhood. Let this desire shake you up. That surge, that word surge for a desire, surge of desire, that's what the energy is. It's like you're being energized in this direction of your dream or your passion. I mentioned in the 9 of Coins, something you do effortlessly that you fall in love with. And it's like you're starting to bring that into your reality. And it mentions going back to childhood. It's like, children play, their inner child. They're not worried about the outcome. They enjoy the moment. They're the most present beings on the planet. Them and animals, they have the most, that divine spark in them. And this is you reconnecting to that this month, Sagittarius. This other last bit from the book says, have your chart read, study your constellated shape, ask questions. What does the process conjure in you, faith or mistrust? What would happen if you saw the galaxy as your ally? Okay, so some of you, like I said, might be consulting an astrologer this month with the High Priestess there. Somebody who can give you further insight into what's happening for you in your life right now, because the transits of today are going to affect everybody's starborn birth blueprint differently. So Just as an example, some of you might be coming up on your Saturn return. That's a huge theme, you know, around your 29, 30 years old, 28 to 30. Big major shifts happen in life. And again, when you're in your 50s. So anyway, you have exciting things coming towards you. I'm going to go ahead and grab this Queen of the Moon Oracle, because I'm feeling again with the moon rules the High Priestess card. So we're in touch with that cycle, and the theme of cycles and rhythms coming up, and death and rebirth. Like the Tower is almost like a death, and the egg there and the starborn is a rebirth. And the closing out of a cycle here with the Wheel of Fortune showing up under the deck. It's like the tipping of the scales too, again, as we see in the Justice card that came up. All right, so the Queen of the Moon Oracle that we drew is called Action, the Waxing Gibbous. So right after the full moon, number 15, I will go ahead and read about that. But again, you're taking action this month though already. I already know that, but it's like in your flow state. That's what I'm saying. Like when you act on this desire, the thing that makes you feel most alive is when you're going to get these beautiful results. And how you stay in flow state is by acting and following your heart. I like how she's leading with her chest here. Her heart is the first thing out in front. It's almost like she's being pulled by her solar plexus in the direction of her destiny. So let's see what number 15 has to say. What doesn't want to stay up? All right, there we go. The time has come to take action. Let go of your paralysis. Let go of your burdens step by step. Remember I said like sometimes you're like stuck or you don't know what to do, and then this Tower moment comes in. We kind of get this nudge from the universe. That's like the catalyst that kicks things off for us. The quote is, I am responsive and ready to take action. Sometimes we are afraid to move forward. This is natural. Change can be difficult. And if we have been hurt or have failed before, we are anxious about what may happen if we instigate change. Maybe we think it's easier and safer to just tread some water for a while. Instead of taking joyful action toward the thing we truly desire, such as the writing of a book, undertaking study, accepting a new job, or seeking a better relationship, we balk, we freeze, we do not take the steps we could. And so we remain stagnant, we don't grow. This moon phase encourages us to embrace action. Action is part of our humanity. We are not made to hide and refuse to blossom. So yeah, I mean, when under full moons, we typically get messages, insight, downloads. We are the most attuned to our inner self. The energy is at its highest point. So perhaps that clarity you receive around the full moon, October 8th or 9th, is going to initiate the action or change in the following days. So by mid-month, you could see yourself on a totally new trajectory, based on, some new information that you gain. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else for Sagittarius? Some angels and ancestors. I'll grab one of these oracles. What do Sagittarius's angels and ancestors have for the month of October? Any advice or guidance? Ooh, number 9, or not number 9, I just said that, because you rule the 9th house, Sagittarius, of long distance travel, higher learning, move in a new direction. And isn't that what the Tower does? It's initiating that change, getting you out of your comfort zone, giving you a push and telling you to move on. Like you've served this purpose in your life. You've completed this cycle. Now it's time for action here in this card to move forward, move in a new direction. There's a compass there. You may find yourself traveling abroad, or long distance across your own country. If you aren't doing the international travel right now, let's go ahead and see what the book says. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory, but sometimes there's just little nuggets of wisdom in these booklets that come through as a direct message for people. If I can find it. Yeah, here we go. Traveler. Welcome any opportunities to travel, whether to outer world or your inner worlds. The Traveler card represents the gypsy spirit within. The opportunity to move in a new direction is coming your way, and ancestral wisdom is encouraging you to welcome it with open arms. Going on a trip is an exciting process because not only do you learn about the world, you also learn about yourself. This card often comes up when you have a chance to go through a process of awakening and understand even more about the amazing qualities you have to share with the world. Often such journeys can be lonely, but this in itself can teach you that you are never really alone and your angels and ancestors are there for you. Wow, so I think this is a good place to end the reading, Sagittarius. I hope you enjoyed this and found some messages for yourself. If you did, let me know in the comments below, and hopefully we'll see you next month. Take care. Bye-bye.